Hey y'all, it's Amanda and this is my Texas Zone 8 garden, and we are out here in the hot, brutal attempts. We're going to be doing a few different things today. We're going to be trimming up some of the luffa and Birdhouse Gourd vines. We're also going to be starting some Scabiosa seeds for this fall, and we're going to be planting some Rudbeckia on the side of the house. Okay, so I've got this luffa right here. And if you recall, I had allowed it to grow on the ground and then I built this trellis and then I put it up over the trellis. And I've got a lot of like dead leaves under here, underneath, that really need to be cleaned up in order to allow for better airflow and also to prevent disease. I've kind of let them get a little too far, in my opinion, regarding how much is going on in here. And the other big thing is I really need to make sure that I am not cutting any of the vines that are doing well. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just kind of going in here, and some of the leaves just pull right off, some of them not so much. And let me bring y'all in closer so you can kind of see. So we've just got a lot of dead debris here, and we really just need to get a lot of that cleaned up just so we have better airflow for the vine. So let me do some of that, and then I'm going to show you all how the gourds are doing on this particular trellis. Okay, so not perfect, but cleaned up a ton. So much better. I feel like the plant can breathe now, which is really good. And I also found lots of fruit. Here's a luffa right there. Let's see, up in here, another luffa there. Birdhouse gourd, Birdhouse gourd. I really want to get some like right over the top. I think it would be really neat hanging down. There's a luffa up in there. There's some over here too. Here's one. And this one's the oldest one, and it's starting to dry out. So you can see it's changing a brown color, and you're supposed to let it dry on the vine. Just let it keep doing its thing. Maybe by the end of the season we'll be able to make some luffa smudges, which would be super fun. And then I also have a lot of Birdhouse gourd over here and luffa over there as well. Sweet. Okay, we're currently on the side of the house, and I've got a thought that I would like to plant these Rudbeckia here. These are Goldstrum Rudbeckia, and let's see, Goldstrum Rudbeckia, also known as Black-Eyed Susan, golden yellow flowers with black cones, North American native, spectacular in masses with grasses, draws butterflies, full sun, it likes moist, well-draining soil, 2 to 3 feet tall, hardy in zones 3 through 10. I was originally thinking of putting 2 here, one towards the back and one a little bit more into like this realm right here. And I think I'm still going to do that because, now remember, the bougainvillea is only temporary. We're trying to get the Golden Falls weeping red bud to grow back right here. And I've got a purple echinacea over here. So I kind of feel like this placement is pretty good for these two plants. So I am going to go ahead and plant them. I'm going to plant them with a little bit of biotone fertilizer just to get their roots going. But I really think during the summer, and this is about, let's see, midway through July is when they start blooming. If you look at this space right here, it would be great to have these mounds of yellow blooms right here. I think would be really good. It's going to be a few years before the Golden Falls weeping redbud gets big and fills in this space. So I might eventually have to move this one at a later point in time. But for now, I really want the color in here. So let's knock that out. Okay. The heat is literally oppressive out here. It's rough, y'all. I've never really been able to figure out what works best in this space back here against the wall. So I really thought that like a native workhorse like this Rudbeckia might be the way to go. This faces west, so it gets a ton of sun, tons of sun. And so I think it would be good to put this here. There we go. Whew. Look at that root ball. Okay, the root ball like this, we're just going to take this serrated part, my Hori knife. Careful not to cut myself. I'll loosen up those roots some. Right. And once again, we're going to use the Hori knife. Loosen this up a little bit. Okay, we'll water these in well, and I will have to really keep an eye on these because it is scorchingly hot. So I'll probably need to water them on a daily basis for a while until we get out of these triple degree temps. Now this is not ordinarily the time when I would plant things, but these were on sale. So, $6 a piece. Got them from Covington's. They had a lot of good stuff in their 50% off area. So it's exciting. But you can see already this adds some much needed color. And these can get up to about 3 feet tall. Should be just under the window here. I haven't even been out here so very long and I'm just dying. Oh. Alright, I'm pleased with that, y'all. Fills in that space nicely. We'll also have some purple coneflower over here. And then eventually this tree will be gone and we'll have the Golden Falls weeping redbud growing back in. Alright, let's go work on some Scabiosa seeds. Okay, so came in, took a shower, picked up all my kids, all the things. So we are going to start some Scabiosa seeds, and I also think I'm going to start some forget-me-nots. Now, let's talk about the Scabiosa that we're starting. I'm starting a very specific variety of Scabiosa. It's called Fama or Fama Scabiosa, both in white and in blue. The deep blue is actually just, like a purple tone. And these are considered perennial in my area. I find that starting these seeds, it really takes a couple of years for these to come to fruition, such as I started some of these last fall, planted them out, or started them last summer, planted them out in the fall, overwintered them, and then this year I got one bloom off of each of the plants. So these do take a while to come to fruition. I'm starting these Scabiosa for Kristen. I'm not adding these to my garden because I actually already have 6 plants in my garden that I had done last year. But they're pretty easy to start. They are surface, so they're just a little bit barely covered with soil. Let's see, these are barely cover as light aids germination. They sprout in about 10 to 12 days at about 65 to 70 degrees, which means they do not need the heating mats, so that'll be good. And then once these are good to go, I will probably get them to Kristen. She'll probably plant them out sometime in October, and they should overwinter beautifully. So let's go ahead and do the Scabiosa first. I did some cleanup. I did want to tell you, I've been collecting my like spaghetti jars and that kind of stuff. And in a couple of weeks, I'm going to do a little makeover on some of these jars and use them for storage of the seeds that I'm harvesting from my own garden. So I wanted to tell y'all in case that's something you're interested in doing, you can go ahead now and start collecting that for yourself. Okay, I think I'm going to start probably 4 sets for her. And we're going to use my favorite soil, Burger BM7. And I'm using my Amazon seed starting trays. And I've had some people ask about the dry method. I've had some really good responses to this dry method. So I start with dry soil, and I just come through putting the soil into my trays, gently push it down with my fingers, just like that. And then I don't add water until we put these in the water reservoir. And I do this for a number of reasons. I feel like it's less messy since I work inside my home, and I'm literally not adding like a bunch of soil and making a big like mud pie. Also, I feel like this evenly moistens everything better because it sucks up all the water from the bottom. Okay, so the Fama Scabiosa Deep Blue. Remember, these are surface only. Bring y'all in closer so you can see better. All right, and these are the seeds, and I like them because they're larger. You can actually see them, which I think is wonderful. And we're going to do 2 trays of the deep blue and 1 tray of the white. And I'm probably going to put 2 seeds in each container. These particular seeds are from Johnny's. And I thought I had more of the white, but I do not. So we'll go ahead and do another tray of the deep blue. All right, just like that. And we're just going to very gently press them down. So make sure that they have good contact with the soil. And then I am going to top this with the vermiculite just to help keep things moist. I'm not doing a heavy coat, just to help these seeds stay moist during the germination process. All right, and then we're going to take our water reservoir and fill these up just over halfway. Just like that, and then we're just going to go ahead and sink our seed trays in, and these will suck up the water very quickly. All right, and then we're going to add our humidity domes, and we will leave the humidity domes until at least 60% of the seeds have germinated. And remember, this takes 10 to 12 days for germination. Once 60% of the seeds have germinated, we will remove the tops to allow better airflow and to prevent any kind of bacteria or fungal buildup. Okay. Happy to have those done. I'm also going to do a container of forget-me-nots. Now, I picked up several varieties of seeds when I was in Alaska just for fun. I had picked up wild lupin, and I also picked up blue columbine. And I probably will start these at a different point. I'm just not going to do that today. I am going to start the forget-me-nots. And the forget-me-nots are supposed to be a perennial in my area. And for warm climate, climates, it says to go ahead and get these planted out in the fall. They can be self-sown, but y'all know me, I'm a control freak, so I'm going to go ahead and start them here. And they are, it says 1/8 of an inch deep. Oh, and those are very tiny, so we are definitely going to sow them at the on the surface. And we'll probably also use some vermiculite with that too. And I have heard that with forget-me-nots, they can spread. So that's good to know. I'm still going to go for it. I've grown them before. They didn't really do much for me, but I feel a little bit like I know a little bit better now on seed starting. So hopefully this will go better. Now, typically when seeds are really small, they need light for germination. So we are going to go ahead and follow that same sentiment. So I've got these in here, and I'm just going to go ahead and press down, making sure that we have good contact with the soil. And then we're going to add our layer of vermiculite. And this just helps keep those seeds moist on top. And then we're going to go ahead and fill up our container just over halfway and sink this down in it. So the forget-me-nots are the Alaska state flower. The tiny blue flowers of forget-me-nots are an unforgettable symbol of spring. These heavenly blue flowers emit a beautiful sweet fragrance. Legend has it that a suitor was tragically lost in a raging current. As he tried to pick this flower for his love, his last words to her were "forget-me-not." And it says annual, biennial, so perennial, so it's kind of all over the place. So we'll see how it does in and maybe they don't bloom until the second year. We'll have to see. And they're about 12 to 24 inches tall. It does not say how long it takes for them to germinate. So I'll put those at the bottom of the screen. I'll look it up and put it at the bottom of the screen. We're going to go ahead and put our humidity dome on just like that and place that under the lights as well. Okay, that is very exciting. Today was kind of all over the place day, but it was good. Go ahead and getting those luffa and Birdhouse Gourd vines together. I'm extremely pleased with them. I'm going to grow them again next year. They are incredibly whimsical and super fun. I don't know if I'm going to grow both of them next year, just one or the other, maybe alternate different years. But I really like having them up on a lot of my trellis. I think it's just super fun and very whimsical, and I can't wait for more of the fruit to kind of hang down. I think it looks really good. And then go ahead and getting that Goldstrum Rudbeckia, which is a native in my area, perennial, will come back year after year, get to about 2 to 3 feet tall, and should fill in that space really well and take the heat of that west sun very well as well. And then of course going ahead and getting some of this Fama Scabiosa, which is the perennial variety of Scabiosa, started. Absolutely beautiful, great cut flower. So I think Kristen will really enjoy that. And getting some of those forget-me-nots started as well. All right, y'all, as always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Every time you like and comment, it helps grow my channel so much. And if you don't feel good about leaving a comment, go ahead and drop me an emoji below. Just helps me know that you made it to the end of the video and that you enjoyed it. And be sure to check me out on my social media outlets, including Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, she's a mad gardener or decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.